Hey everyone, Sly47 here. The Louisiana line is coming to World of Warships Blitz. I got a little excited and I wanted to do some live testing, so I played them. I know I typically wait for these, but these are kind of just so odd I couldn't help myself. So let's talk about the tumor ships and why there is no way this isn't getting nerfed next patch. And by this, I mean the Louisiana. Now, I've only got gameplay of the Louisiana, but I'm going to go through the entire line. Unfortunately, I just kept on running into a lot of bot games when I was actually live testing for these, so it just is what it is, you know. I'll play more on stream this week. But for the Nebraska, if we go through the entire line after you've already played the Colorado twice if you've gone up the Montana and Vermont line.
Oh shit, here we go again.
It's a 6-gun bow tanking battleship with dive bomber groups. It's unique, but it's like Issei. It's definitely more support than damage dealing. I didn't play it a ton, but it's definitely workable, I find, and I find it's going to be more for that, hey, it's a support so you can keep everyone spotted with those dive bomber groups without needing a carrier. That's basically what you do, but you do get to learn a little bit that if someone knows how to shoot, yeah, you're going to have a bad time because it's going to take a lot of damage. It's going to take a lot of damage from getting hit on that deck because of the tumors that these ships have. Now, onto the Delaware. I played a few games, but mostly got bots once again. Overall, it felt like a nice upgrade over Nebraska. It actually has AA now, which is really kind of odd that the Nebraska doesn't really have great AA. But either way, that back turret requires a massive, massive broadside to show all of your guns. So in reality, I wouldn't show it off the times, but hey, if you have it available and you can shoot it, you can shoot it. It's not like per se the Louisiana, because this one only has 2 in the back versus 4 in the back, the Louisiana, so it's a little bit more firepower there. But Delaware, overall, you have the same setup with fighters and 2 bomber groups, but these are not the same fighters and bomber groups that the Louisiana have. These are kind of more neutered for the tier, and they work well definitely for spotting, not really for that damage dealing. So I kind of like where the Delaware is at, and I'm kind of hoping that basically the Louisiana eventually gets nerfed into the shape of where the Delaware is, where it's a lot more support than damage dealing overall. So let's go into the big boy Louisiana, and we're going to start with the cons because we have to pro con this thing immediately. This thing takes a lot of damage. I've had half of my health removed twice in the ship with ease, and I'm not talking even a full broadside. I'm talking half of a broadside hit me, and they still chunked me for half of my health. Because if you know where to hit on this ship, you are going to be getting Citadel Crises. This thing just eats damage, so if you see one broadside to you, enjoy. And DD's, this thing is so freaking long, and the mobility of this is horrible.
She's built like a steakhouse, but she handles like a bistro.
With her length, she is incredibly easy to hit with torps, and just everything about this ship, armor-wise, she eats damage, so just thank God for that, and the horrible mobility doesn't really help her out that much either, though I will say she's quite fast when she gets going, so you do have to worry about that, as she will catch up on you more than you think, because you'd think that she's just this slow-moving, massive target, but no, she can clip along quite well. Now, the planes. We're going to get to the pros about these planes in just a second, but the planes are paper, and they have a very long reload. So if you are not prepared for managing your fighters, bombers, and the health of that, and not knowing AA values of other ships, and knowing which ships you should dodge, these planes are pretty much going to just disappear. They are paper airplanes, paper mache, if you were to say. But yeah, it's not going to be fun if you don't know a little bit of carrier strategy overall with these ships. That's pretty much it. Let's talk about the pros of the situation here. She can spot for herself and keep the enemy's DDs spotted at all times. This is key and critical to what these ships are, what the entire focus of these ships are. I view them almost kind of like the opposite of Columbos. Columbos can't spot, but boy, they can wreck DDs and light cruisers, where the Louisiana line, it's basically, I know where you all are at all times. They are the CIA, the KGB.
Yes, people are following you. People are following those people. And you see them? They follow me.
They know where you are, and they're going to make sure they watch you the entire game, spotting you to make sure that your team can take care of any DD that you run into. So this is going to be a massive nerf onto a lot of DDs for these tiers, because they just what they offer overall is going to be key and critical to winning games. Her guns. All the guns are pretty punchy. They're American, punchy, solid guns. I wouldn't really say that they're amazing, but I will say that pretty much most games I racked up about 70, 80k using them. They are solid. I'd definitely say that, though, once again, showing a broadside with that last turret, it's going to get you pain, some pain, but if you can get all the guns on target, they're pretty strong and nice. Now, her planes. So, her planes are FDR planes. Yes. Her dive bombers hit like trucks and do a load of fires. And I mean triple fires every time you drop, pretty much. It is ridiculous. Now, full transparency, the planes are where I've suggested the nerf goes. Just go and lower the fire chance and bomb damage, and I think it would be in a perfect solid position, because the planes, once again, they die. And there's a lot of good AA ships now after the first round of AA buffs at tier 10 that I feel like do enough damage to these that, yeah, they might get, maybe the first group dies and the second group hits you, but it's not bad that both groups are per se hitting you. So I don't know, it balances it out, but yeah, I think that's where the nerf should go. I feel like she should be a support ship, not a support plus DPM ship like she is now, because she can do both, and it is nuts when you have an insane game on this. It is super fun for the Louisiana player, but it's not very fun to play against. Her AA is absolutely fantastic. You will get clear skies with ease, so if a carrier decides, oh, I'm going to go after this thing, you're going to lose a lot of planes. This thing will rip apart ships with its AA. She is oddly tanky, and I know I said she takes a lot of damage, but being health tanky, you can work with that in many ways, especially hiding her massive tumor. Overall, especially with her guns, maybe you can kind of keep her by an island, pop out the first two guns, and hide the tumor behind the island type of thing. You can do a lot with that. And health tanking, of course, you just need to make sure you stay alive so you can use those repair kits to get the most out of that health tank that you have for the ship. So overall, she has those oddly tanky moments. It's just once you show that tumor to the enemy, you're gonna die in that situation. And then finally, the secondaries. The secondaries are borderline Moskva OP secondaries. You wouldn't expect them to be strong, but on this one, I've gotten into a few brawls. I wouldn't suggest it, but if you do get in a brawl, these things will rip apart a target. They have a crap load on you on each side. They're all in pretty decent position, so even if a DD is coming after you, you can actually do a decent amount of damage to one. But yeah, the secondaries, don't forget about them. They can help you do a lot of damage. So that's for the Louisiana. I had a blast playing her. She definitely needs a nerf, but I feel like it wouldn't take much to put her in a nice meta pick just for the spotting alone and the capabilities that she brings to your team in a competitive setting at bare minimum. She has a load of capabilities and power in a battle, especially against DDs and light cruisers. This isn't a report to tier 10 event, since the bombers are paper and the recent AA changes have kind of allowed basically a lot more ships to not worry too much about this ship, though I will say it still will get through, it will still hit. And what I'm more worried about is the divisions that this thing brings. Because if you get a triple division of this, or you get a good carrier and two of these, dear God, it's just strong. And that's why I don't feel like it will escape a next patch without getting nerfed fairly soon. Or almost the next round of AA buffs indirectly nerfing it in that way. I don't know which way Wargaming wants to go about it, but I do believe one of those will occur in the next patch, just because it just can do the damage and spot. And spotting alone is key and critical to winning, but being able to do a crap load of damage as well, now you're talking broken. Like, now you're talking super powerful at that point. I know a few people might be wondering, am I going to grind it? I might eventually. I want to see what happens with the nerfs. It is a thinking man's battleship. You can't just sit in cap and snipe the entire game. You need to be mobile. You need to be hiding, moving around to really show the power of the ship. And as much as it looks weird, and it's ugly, I kind of love it.
He's so ugly! I love him!
But I have so many other grinds to do before, like San Martin and Yodo right now, that it's going to be a while before I grind this line. And plus I'm going to save up free XP to skip the Colorado grind because, dear Lord, that grind, I respect anyone who has ground out the Colorado for all 3 grinds of the USS battleships out there. Mad freaking respect to you guys. A little nuts, but just dang, good. Keep up the good work on that one. When will these go out in full? I know a bunch of people will be wondering that. Typically, our embargo dates are about 7 days out from release, but Wargaming has been known to kind of change those days and release things, you know, a little bit early, a little bit late type of idea. So let me know if you're already ready to grind once these come out. Let's say you already pre-ground out a bunch of XP on the Colorado and you're ready. Let me know in the comment section down below. Or let me know if you're just planning to hit this grind eventually. Are you going to wait to see if the nerfs, you know, what nerfs come in, or are you going to try to power grind it and enjoy it while it's strong? Love to know in the comment section down below. But that is all for Louisiana. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button, subscribe if you haven't. It really does help support the channel. Also, if you can help me a little bit, follow on the other platforms I stream on to help grow this community on Twitch, Trovo, and Kick. It would really help grow this community even more, and that way people can watch exactly however they want to watch on any platform. Thank you all, and have a great day.
Enemy team is about to win.